Welcome to this short video blog. In this 5-minute video, I am going to show you how editing was developed over time and what are the principles and purposes of editing. But firstly, let's see when the very first editing was made and how it was. Augustin and Louis Lumière were the brothers who invented the world's first camera, which they called cinematograph. This camera had 3 functions: recording, projecting, and printing. The first public film screening was on December 28, 1895. According to Louis, the cinema had no future. George Méliès then started making basic editing, and the films then grew to 14 minutes using 1-minute reels. Méliès made the movie A Trip to the Moon in 1902. Edwin.S.Porter was the first American filmmaker who put video editing to use. Porter, before joining the film laboratory of Thomas Alva Edison in the late 1890s, used to work as an electrician. The very first films by Thomas Edison, a company which invented a motion camera and projector, were made in order to amuse the audience. One of the first experiments was Life of an American Fireman in 1903. This film was among the first that had a plot, action, and even a close-up of a hand pulling a fire alarm. After this, a groundbreaking movie was made, and it was called The Great Train Robbery. This movie is an excellent example of early editing. It was produced in 1903 and was one of the first examples of dynamic action editing and the use of special effects and split screens. D.W.Griffith then created more advanced editing techniques. He used different shot sizes, cutting on action, intertitles, reverse shots, cutaway, and introduced flashbacks. This is a list of films made by Griffith. Sergei Einstein later introduced documentaries and used propaganda. Back then, editing was all done manually and was considered as a job similar to knitting. This was done by physically cutting and pasting together pieces of film, using a splicer and threading the film on a machine with a viewer. Today, production companies have the option of bypassing negative cuts altogether by using digital alternatives. Nowadays, movies are made by using digital programs such as Avid Technologies, Adobe Technologies, or other programs such as Final Cut Pro. By time, editing rules were set, and there is a popular 7-rule set which is still applicable for the digital editing. For example, rule number 1 is never make a cut without a positive reason. What are the principles and purposes of editing? The main reason for editing the film is to separate the most relevant scenes of a movie into one collection and then join sentences into a seamless strings that present the most impacting, only relevant portion of the film movie. Before studying a movie production, it is important to check about the type of audience you are willing to aim for. You need to know who you are writing for and what are you trying to achieve. Also, you must answer the following questions like where, when, and why will the users use what you create, and how will you organize the whole production. Then, choose what to say and make titles or headers if there would be any text in the production. Remove bits that don't help. Set aside any paragraphs that don't fit the purpose of the text. You can always decide to insert the text elsewhere. Many find it more comfortable to use active voice when reading, and always remember to be positive. After the text is written, put it all in logical order. Choose links, check consistency, and then test the final result.